Hello YouTube vintage stereo collectors and restorers. Now here's a handsome face from the early days of solid state. A Dynaco SCA-80. It's not the 80Q, it's the 80, so it doesn't have the four-dimensional sound, which doesn't make, it's not that big a deal actually. I prefer this amp better, simpler circuitry. It has, besides good looks, it was quality switchgear in these. And this early, you're looking in the game of solid state, you're still looking at separate full-size controls that can be unsoldered and taken out fairly easily. They're not onto a board, same with all the switches. But it is half point-to-point and half circuit board, this design. And of course, there's the Flintstone output capacitors. They're 5,000 microfarad each. And here is the Flintstone main filter cap. I listened to this one for about 10 minutes. Measured some voltages around just to get an idea where it was at. And the main filter cap was overheating and there was an intermittent hum. And I'm talking about, you know, headphone blowing hum. And actually what that was, the ground wire on this cap was wrapped around the lug, and it's very hard to get. I don't even know if this will focus that far down. It was wrapped around the lug but never soldered. Figure that one out, right? These were sold as a kit. Anyway, it is soldered now. I took out the capacitor that was in this, which was a mess. It was overheated and burnt, and a lot of the oil had come out, but it rust-proofed the chassis. So basically what you do in these, because it's an odd size 5,000 microfarad 80 volts, they're kind of hard to find. You got to order them. The best way to do it is to get 2200 microfarad caps that are 100 volts, and you basically put 3 in the old shell, solder them together, run new leads out the holes in the old wafer on top, glue it on, and I started putting labels on these so people know what's inside and when it was redone. So that will actually build you one cap. And what I've seen on some of these is people will take this one out and take 3 caps, string them together, and just set them in, not even fasten them down. I don't know. This is a nice piece of stereo gear. You might as well have it, you know, looking good and working good. This cap here, which is for the preamp circuit, has an added cap piggybacked on the second section of the cap. This cap, which has gone bad. I know that's kind of an odd way to repair things. It's a quick way to get it going, but it won't last long. So I'm going to get rid of this. If I can restuff this one, these are a little bit hard to stop because they're long and narrow. It has some odd sizes, an 800, a 700, a 600, something like that. Microfarad. Let's look at the main board. So this is a very compact design for its era. A lot of point-to-point. You gotta take these boards out and recap them. And the preamp, phono preamp doesn't sound so good. It's kind of scratchy. I may end up putting transistors in there and doing some more stuff. There's also some of the coupling caps are bipolar. So they're non-polarized, whatever you want to call them. Getting hard to get those, but you can get speaker caps for speaker crossovers. So I actually picked some of those up yesterday, and you can use these polyester caps in the place. You know, you got to do a little thinking on this one to restore it. These coils here, the best thing to do is get the cap out of here and restuff it, because the can and this wiring acts as a choke. This goes directly from the cap to the speaker switch, so that it prevents parasitic oscillation, high frequency oscillation, which can destroy the amplifier. I've actually run it without that and it didn't do it, but you need to add a Zobel network, Z-O-E-B-E-L. That will actually quash the oscillation. Could do it on a circuit board. I did one on a breadboard one time and actually mounted it in here with, you know, 2 modern caps. That's another way of doing it. Anyway, I'm going to work on it a little bit, get this cap hooked up, and just start going through it again and go board by board and shoot some more video, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching and listening.